Hey everyone, another Monday night, a Monday night with Ping. How are you all? Good to see you. DJ is here. Marilyn Landis, Moonlight View, Nana Lana. Who else is here? Dan Yi is here. Marilyn Landis is watching the finale of The Bachelor. Is that the one where they give a rose, or is that the one where you die at the end? I'm not sure. Laura G. Laurie's here. Laura T, Red Like Wine, Marjorie. Oh, not in chat right now, but listening. Did a ghost type your message then? Just listening to I didn't get the job or hadn't heard today was supposed to. They might get back to you tomorrow. Maybe they just got a lot of candidates to go through. And you should always chase it up. Always like give them a call. Give them a call in the morning and be like, hey, what's up with this? Did I get the job or what? And at least then you know. So if you didn't, it's okay. We'll get you another job. Hey, if you have a job for LMS83, contact her. Give her a job. Hey Maria, how are you? I'm here. I won't. Okay. Okay, I'm here. Good to see you, Penguin. Shad Hunter is here. Everyone can't type tonight. Deanna Thomason, how are you? Mamma Mia. Everyone's here. Edget's here. Okay, everyone's here. All right. We have a lot of different things to go through because it's a Monday, and apparently that's how Mondays work. And I saw this story, and I want to do this one first because it's not that big. If I can find it. It's from Click to Houston, and it is this. Mother of 12-year-old boy accused of stabbing woman in Northwest Harris County shares apology to victim. So it was this 12-year-old boy, and I think his little brother, like 7 years old, stabbed a woman in her house in Northwest Harris County. And I'm going to show you this footage here. It doesn't show the stabbing, but it does show them approaching the house and then running away. So you don't actually see the event, but you sort of see the before and after. All right, let's have a look.
I am sorry to the family. I'm
There they are, the little kid in white and red on bike.
Only on 2 tonight, the mother of a 12-year-old boy accused of stabbing a woman this weekend
hey guys,
is apologizing to the victim and her family. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on KPRC2 News at 10. I'm Bill Barajas. We now know that 12-year-old boy was with his 7-year-old brother when Harris County Sheriff deputies say the older of the two stabbed the woman. Investigators say it started after the group got into an argument. The 12-year-old stabbed the woman in the garage of her home in Northwest Harris County. KPRC2's Gage Golding broke the story for us yesterday and continues our coverage tonight with an interview you'll see only on 2. We have decided to not show the mother's face in an effort to protect the children's identities.
The mother of that 12-year-old boy tells me that he is still in police custody tonight, but he is doing okay. Mom did not want to share his name, but she did want to share one thing, that she's sorry for what her son did.
I am very remorseful because I wouldn't want that to happen to nobody.
Speaking for her 12-year-old son, apologizing to the 59-year-old woman who was critically hurt in the stabbing.
Just gonna keep our prayers up for both my son and their family.
The mother not wanting to share her son's name, but willing to say he's still in police custody and doing okay. Police say the woman, who suffers from mental illness, was arguing with the two young brothers. They left before coming back about 10 minutes later, the older boy stabbing her. His mom now shedding a light into what might have played a role here.
My son, he struggles from his mental problems, so he has some mental issues, but I mean, other than that, he's just a boy. They all learn. We learn from our mistakes.
A mistake that nearly cost this woman her life. If it weren't for her brother coming to check on her, this story could have had a different ending.
I am sorry to the family. I'm very sorry that my son's committed the incident, and I'm praying for your health and your wellness.
So a big question we had, why wasn't the 7-year-old boy also charged in this incident? The Harris County Sheriff's Office saying that younger boy was more of just a witness to what his brother did. His grandmother now telling me that the younger child is having a difficult time just processing what his older brother did. I'm reporting in Northwest Harris County. Gage Golding, KP.
There you go. It's hard to even process for me, yet alone being the other boy. Nonalana says, why did they do this? Apparently, the woman in the home has severe mental issues. She often attacks neighbors verbally, sometimes even physically, and she often harasses people that step into her yard or go near her house. Now, there was a story before this, if I can find it, from when it first happened. Where is it? Here. Might be this one. Where they sort of explain a little bit. It says, the children ages 7 and 12 have been located. The female has been taken by life flight to another hospital. Yeah, her brother actually dropped by. He visits her every day just to keep an eye on her, and found her with severe stab wounds in her house and ended up getting her an ambulance and then a helicopter, and she's in hospital in severe condition. It says, at around 2:19 p.m., the video shows the kids engaging with the woman again, who is just out of view of the security camera in her garage. All of a sudden, the two boys run towards the woman. That's when deputies say the 12-year-old attacked and stabbed the woman several times. And this is the video here. So you see the boys, they're sort of talking, they're sort of communicating with each other. You can see her feet just there. And they're sort of, jabbering at each other. Then all of a sudden, the boy in the red rushes her, does something to her, and then they run back to their bikes and run away. And then they take off and leave her there for dead. And I mean, they are just so young, 7 and 12 to be, they're very lucky they didn't kill her. Very, very lucky. Apparently the 12-year-old is in custody. The 7-year-old is not. They said that he was more of a witness. They're not saying that he did anything wrong, and he's under the age of like liability in Texas. Apparently, from what I read, they cannot charge him because he's too young, so it wouldn't matter anyway. But the 12-year-old is facing charges in relation to the stabbing. But there was a bit here. Yeah, so the stabbing stemmed from an earlier argument between the women and the two kids, aged 7 and 12. And then there was like a little bit of background on the woman, but I'm trying to find it. See here, neighbors say this is not the first time deputies have been to the home. They often call 911 due to the woman's actions, according to neighbors. They said lately it's been getting worse. A lady called Maddie, who lives across the street, just this morning she was stealing things from her yard guy's truck and was vandalizing their vehicle, was throwing things at them and was stealing from them in their car. She was telling me that she was going to cut me if I didn't back off. It's those actions that led to Monslave to think that the woman's mental illness may have played a part in the factor into why the preteen would have stabbed her. So she may have threatened the kids and maybe they reacted in that way. It says, I think these kids just don't know any better, so they retaliated. The Harris County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate, but has since cleared the scene. As their last update, the victim remains in surgery at a nearby hospital and is listed in a critical condition. A motive for the stabbing has not been released at this time. And then we saw this one, the one I played earlier, was an interview with the mother of the two children, and she was very apologetic, and she did try to blame mental illness on her son, but I think she did also take some responsibility for her children too, so it's a hard situation to be in. Hey, Kathy Lynch. Scorned people are dangerous, even at 12, Danny Mitchell? Even at 12? Oh, a nice thunderstorm going on? We can all want one of those. Yeah, he's just a kid, right? Deliver some training for a few days, just miss my... Well, have fun in Brisbane. Are you driving back up north later today? It's a bit of a drive. It's a long drive you got to go on later on. Oh, who keeps messaging me? Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's no one. No one message me. Okay. So that's my first story I was going to bring to you because I think that's talked a bit about children committing crimes. Here's another one. And then we got to look at that, where do we stop? Where do we start with? I guess it's 12 years old because the 12-year-old was charged and not the other one. Luck says we have so much snow. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a winter storm, right? You guys are having like a big winter storm up there? It's Danny. That would be funny if that was true. Okay. Let's talk about the one that everyone's talking about. Actually, an hour before I came on, I made the video, posted it on Twitter, and about 10 minutes later, our good friend Ikidmal started talking about the exact subject that I had in my title. Don't think he saw that I did it, but it was a very random occurrence. So I don't think he gives a crap what I write in my titles. But let me find the actual article on it. It's here. So this is the interview that Nancy Grace did earlier today with Sebastain Rodger's mother and stepfather. Now, look, I reckon she went pretty hard on them. She did not let them off the hook with anything. She was quite tough on them. I will show you a little bit here. I can't play too much. It's about an hour long, but the first bit of it's quite good. I'll show you one of the questions. Hold on. Let me see if I can get back here. All right.
Right now, an all-star panel. But first, I'm going to go to two special guests joining us, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. This is Sebastian's biological mother and his stepfather, who were in their home with Sebastian when he goes missing. To both of the Proudfoots, thank you for being with us. I want to go straight back to when Sebastian goes missing. Miss Proudfoot, I understand that the day before, which would have been Sunday, if I've got the information correct, that you guys went out, you went to dinner, you went to somewhere, I believe you said BJ's, where he had a, quote, colossal popcorn. Then you came home that night, and around 9 p.m., you tell Sebastian to go to bed. He says, okay, he goes to his room. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That night, I understand from previous statements you've made that you went to bed around midnight. Is that correct?
It is.
Look, I'm just going to stop it because this goes on for like another 15 minutes where she tries to break down the entire nighttime routine. But basically, they say that during the night before she went to bed, she was in the lounge room. Sebastian did something in his room, either dropped something or he fell. She thought that he had fallen out of the bed. She asked Sebastian, "Hey, did you fall out of the bed?" He goes, "No, ma'am." And she goes, "Well, whatever you're doing in there, hurry up and go to bed." And that's the last she heard of him. So there you go. Nancy Grayson continues on, says, what is in your driveway? Is there, lights and this and that? The one thing I noticed in this interview is she asked Chris when he was back, like, were you back anytime in February? And he gives this really weird roundabout answer. He's like, yeah, so I was here on the first week of February. Then I went up to work. It was like a 3-week thing. And then, but hang on a second. I was really back here on the 2nd, but, I can't really talk about that. The police asked us not to say anything. But, then about a week later, maybe I did come back and then I was here on a Thursday. And it's like every time you ask this guy a hard question, it's like a roundabout. It's like he can't just give you a straight answer. I mean, he did pretty good in some other parts of the interview. He gave straight answers, but every now and then he gets into this sort of roundabout. He'll just go around and around and around, and then finally give you something. And that's the one thing I noticed with the interview. Yeah, like he just never gives you the mother does. Nancy Grace will be like, "Did you do this? Yes or no? Yes, no, or whatever detail that you need." He's always like, it's like roundabouts and slippery dips every time you ask him something. I don't know if that's just who he is and he's not a confident speaker. I don't know. I don't know the guy. But it's just something I noticed throughout the interview. I wish I could find that one bit because it is. He's just talking about when he's away at work. Let's see if I can find it.
That night.
No.
A chapter for school.
Got it. Family argument or okay. Following back up on that morning.
Jim was gone.
Okay, when will you be back? Do you know yet? Did you leave?
Okay, I can't find it, but she also says, like, why are you away? She says, oh, I'm going to my husband with my husband or whatever. Chris is going back to work. I'm following him up here and then I'm going to drive back home. Nancy asks, when do you think you'll be back? And she says, we're not sure yet. So she's not even sure when she's going to be back. Nancy does ask them, are you concerned that you're away? And like, what if Sebastain came home or, there's a search going on? What if they find him and you're far away from home? But they did explain earlier that Sebastain does know the PIN code to get inside the house. So even if they weren't there, if he somehow did come home, he would know how to let himself in the property. So I guess that maybe makes her feel a little bit better. But yeah, currently they are away. Laura Thomas says roundabout or different statements, adding details. Yeah, it's very up and down, and I don't think that makes you guilty or whatever. I just think it's an odd way to answer a question. And they did say in this interview that the mother had completed a polygraph, that she has completed and passed a polygraph. The father or stepfather, he has not. He apparently does not need to take one, according to the police department, because he was away not at the state at the time. They said it's not required for him to take a polygraph at this time due to his alibi checking out that he was at work. So there you go, at least for now. Let me see. Reeve says, I really hope he ran away and avoided being found because he's scared of SF. They do go into talking about the belt situation. I think everyone's talked about that. Hold on, let me see if I can find that specific quote for you, just so we do them their own justice and actually do it properly. Where is it? He says only one time. Yeah, so he only hit him with the belt one time. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find the quote for it. Here. He says, Sebastain got caught lying. Yeah. Sebastain got caught lying. I gave him a swat with a belt on the buttocks on the outside of his clothes, one swat. Chris Proudfoot told Nancy Grace, adding that it happened several years ago and one and only one time. Chris said despite the purported rumors, the incident did not turn into a CPS service call. So despite some of the rumors on the other, drama channels, apparently, according to Chris, it did not go to CPS for that incident. He also said he does not know of any open CPS investigation to do with him, and that if he did, his lawyer would know about it because they are in constant contact with CPS due to a different case in a different state. So he said right now he's not aware of anything like that. He also said that yes, he did have a protection order taken out against him, and he said it's a retaliatory one because he had one taken out on his ex-wife, and that as soon as she got into, I think it's New Mexico, that she filed one against him as retaliation. Whether that's true or not, we're only hearing one side of it. I don't know. But Nancy did ask him if there was anything outstanding to do with CPS, and he said no. The couple said that for now they have left the family home with Chris returning to work and Katie saying she would be going with him. She doesn't know when she will return. said part of the reason for leaving is the harassment from the public. I can understand that. The localized spotlight must be very intense. Actually, I want to comment on something I saw last night. I was on Twitter and I was looking around at some Sebastain tweets and things, and there was someone out in their neighborhood just walking around with a live stream, and it said on the title, "Searching for Sebastain," and I'm like, "What, in his own street? You're looking in his street? What is he, in a drain cover? Like, where is he? Like, I think if he was in his own street, they would have found him by now." And it seemed a little intrusive that you were live. That it just seemed a little odd. They said, meanwhile, the search for Sebastain continues. At least 3 dogs hit on a retention pond near their home, the couple said, adding that law enforcement drained the pond and found no evidence. Chris explains that that retention pond is only about knee high. It wasn't very deep, and that if there was anything in there, they probably would have seen it even without draining it. It wasn't very deep at all. Not like people were making it out to be online. Let's see if we have anything else. They're just saying that there was no signs of forced entry. Nothing was missing from the home. The Proudfoots do not have an alarm or security camera at the property. Yeah, they don't have a Ring doorbell. Nancy did ask that. They said no. Apparently, Chris said he told Nancy that he was almost 4 hours away in Memphis working on a construction project at St. Jude's when Sebastain disappeared. On or about 6:20 a.m., he contacted 911 after his wife and the teen's mother, Katie, told him Sebastain was missing. Now, he did that because apparently Katie was hysterical and that she was unable to make the call herself, so he did it. So, there you go. That's if you wanted an explanation for that. And I think that's really about it. So the rest of it is just breaking down like what their house looks like, what cars were there. Apparently, it was her car and a work car that were at the property. Her car was inside the garage, and she had a work van or something that they're not allowed to release because they don't have permission from her work or something. Apparently, they're not allowed to talk about it because they haven't asked permission to release details about a work van. I don't know. Maybe they're just worried that she's going to get fired if they do release any details about her work, which is a fair assumption. They said there was no family altercations at the time that Sebastain went missing. He wasn't in trouble. They didn't have any sort of drama within the family. It is concerning that I think this is much more than they make it out to be. They say it's like one SWAT. Now, SWAT is almost like a diminishing word. Instead of hit, if you use the word hit, it sounds a lot more forceful, but SWAT sounds like more like a playing word. Like, oh, I swatted that person on the butt. It's a lot more of a playful kind of like less serious word than if you said, oh yeah, I hit or I whacked him on the butt with a belt. So I don't know if that's some sort of diminishing word, but could be. And yeah, this is a bit here. Chris said he has not taken a polygraph test and said law enforcement told him that he didn't need to take one. The mother, Katie, has reportedly passed her polygraph test. Now, I don't know if you really pass them. It's more like you just didn't lie during it and they didn't find any deception. And it's not really a pass as such. They're just saying here that if anyone has information regarding Sebastian's whereabouts, should call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. They did also say there had been some speculation about why they didn't call 911 or whatever. Sorry, I think I said that before, that they called 911, but it's not. He called the local sheriff office directly. He didn't call 911. They actually explain that in this video. Yep. I'll put this in the chat. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can. I don't know if it was that insightful, but it did just give us some more minutia of the surrounding night. There's the link in the chat. You can watch it on Crime Online if you'd like. It's about an hour long. The second part of it is just rubbish. I wouldn't watch it. The first 40 minutes is okay. They have these people that come in on a panel near the end. They don't add anything. They just, I don't even know what they do, but they just don't really provide anything. Yeah, I do find that strange that having an autistic child, but maybe a lady wrote into the show, to my show here, and she explained that she can't have security at her home because her child, who is autistic, sets off the alarm every 2 seconds by touching stuff. And even at night when it's turned on, he'll touch windows or sensor alarms, door handles, and it sets it off constantly. So she's had to turn hers off because it's just driving her crazy. So I don't know if that is why they don't have one, or but I mean, a lot of people do have Ring doorbells, but maybe caring for Sebastian costs a lot of money and it's a luxury that they can't afford. That could be it as well. Nana Lana says, from what Dad has shared, Sebastian's home life wasn't all that great, or was all that great. Yeah, I think there's more to find out. Yep, another Maria says, interesting, a CPS and a belt situation sounded like what Chris was talking about. Yes. But he said that no CPS case was opened over it. Lord G says, Nancy Grace drives me nuts. She was nasty to the guy from the Cajun Navy. Yeah, she was very rude to him. I don't understand why. He's a volunteer. She also got his website wrong. She used the wrong website. She used a fake Cajun Navy website, and she didn't even apologize for it. She just went, oh, whatever, and she just kept going. And I was like, the least you could have done was corrected the information and said sorry. She was in a bit of a mood tonight. Packing and listening to. Hi, Diane Marie. How are you? Let me see if I missed anyone's comments. Laura Thomas says, why are you not at home while your child is missing? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out eventually. Yeah, they didn't bring that up tonight, but they just said there was no CPS one over the belt. So I don't know what that means. Maybe we'll find out. It seems like we get little drips of information every time they do an interview somewhere. All right. I don't want to keep doing this because every channel under the sun has done Sebastain Rodgers and Nancy Grace in the last 2 hours. I've seen about 10 channels, including Ikadmel. So there's my opinion. I've given you what I think, and maybe we'll do a bit more on the late show tonight because we've got more cases to go on to now. We've got more stuff to go on. All right. This came out today, unfortunately. Boyfriend of NYC mum killed in murder S-word says jealous ex made ominous threats before killing. How horrible. It says here, a jealous ex-boyfriend allegedly gunned down a Queen's mum in a shocking murder after he ominously warned her no one else can have her, her devastated beau told the Post. Kenesha Morrison, 35, was a beautiful, beautiful girl who was gunned down Friday afternoon by ex Joseph Murphy, the father of her 11-year-old daughter, in the Jamaica home the three shared for years after the couple had broken up, her anguished boyfriend said. He was one of those people who couldn't accept it, said the boyfriend who asked not to be named. 3 weeks ago, the guy told her if he cannot have her, no one else can have her. That's a really awful statement, and every time we've heard this, a woman ends up dead. It's a bad red flag. It really is. He said, you need to report it to the police, but she said no because she didn't have papers. He added of Morrison, who was born in the country of Jamaica. She was scared to go to the police because she was an illegal alien. She was scared about her status. So she was scared that ICE would impound her, I guess, or, imprison her and send her out of the country. Morrison was found by NYPD officers with a fatal gunshot wound to the head alongside the body of Murphy, 38, her boyfriend said. A gun was found near Murphy's body, police confirmed. Her boyfriend was left shaken by the tragedy on Monday, describing Morrison as just very sweet. She's a beautiful girl, he said. I haven't stopped crying. Morrison said Morrison had been dating her new boyfriend for 2 years, he told the Post, but in recent weeks, Murphy seemed to grow more possessive and dangerously jealous. She wanted to leave and get out of there, but she had just signed a 1-year lease. Minutes before the shooting, the boyfriend had been waiting in a car to drive Morrison to work, but she never showed. It says Jason, who lived downstairs from Morrison's apartment, said he heard arguing upstairs before the shooting. There's a photo of the three of them. It says that's Morrison, Murphy, and their daughter. Both parents were originally from Jamaica. Oh, don't do that. There you go. Apparently they've been living there roughly 6 months. Describing the sounds of fighting as definitely out of the ordinary. Mostly we'd hear them blasting loud music for the most part, not really fighting. He said that Murphy shot Morrison and went outside to call authorities on himself before returning to the apartment and killing himself. From an outside perspective, they were extremely nice. This is definitely unexpected, the neighbor said. Others who knew Morrison and Murphy were baffled by the shooting. They said, I'm lost for words. I cannot understand it. He just didn't seem like that kind of person. He was so proud of his family. Kerr said Murphy, also from Jamaica, always had a huge smile, very family orientated, even bringing his daughter by the restaurant to eat on numerous occasions. He was a proud father, I'm telling you. He was such a proud father. He loved that girl, the kid's mother, so much. He was always talking about them. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes I do the grocery shopping for the restaurant, and he once asked me if I could buy an extra case of chicken leg quarters. I asked why, and he said, that's the only part of the chicken his daughter and the mother eats. It shows to me that he was really fond of them and cared about them. Not everybody thought Murphy looked so mild-mannered. A neighbor, Dennis Mitchell, said he always looked like a mean guy. Hey, is this Danny? Danny Mitchell? Dennis Mitchell, is this your cousin? Does he live in Queens? It says he always looked like a mean guy, according to Dennis Mitchell. He said he never talked, he never smiled, adding that Morrison, on the other hand, was a nice girl. The violent deaths have left the neighborhood shaken. People are saying they still can't believe it. I'm waiting for... her boss at Fortis Restaurant said, I still can't believe it. I'm waiting for her to come through the door with her smile. The customers still can't believe what has happened. She got along well with everyone. The news is shocking to everyone. The daughter was not home during the parents' deaths, according to Morrison's boyfriend, explaining the girl is now living with her aunt. Her daughter doesn't want to eat, he said through tears. She's a beautiful person, I swear. What an awful tragedy. Let me see if this is an actual video or one of those stupid place card type videos. Yes, it's a place card video. Alright, let me see if I can actually find a proper update one for you. No, apparently. I think this would be on like ABC 7 in New York. This is weird. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with my YouTube, but ever since they changed their search results, it is being really bizarre. Okay. No, they're not in a mother-daughter killed in New Jersey axe murder. No, that's not it. This was not an axe murder. See? YouTube has gone crazy. I can't find anything. Give me 1 second, everyone. Nana Lana says, once again, very sad and unnecessary. Yes, I agree. Yep, another Ria says, I'm in for 2 unless the lineup is long. What are we having? Spaghetti and garlic bread for dinner. That sounds pretty good. Now you guys are making me hungry. I still got an hour of show to do. You guys can't make me hungry during the show. Got an hour before I can go eat. Not allowed to talk about food anymore until the late show when I've had lunch. Give me 1 second. I just want to try and fix my browser because it's showing me TikTok instead of news stations. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. No, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, food. I'm not sure what's going on with my search results. I might have to do a computer fixing in the afternoon. Because when I Google it, it should come up with like ABC7 New York and, New York Post, New York Times, like a whole bunch of different New York publications. And it's just not. Yeah, it's coming up with the weirdest links. Unless there's just no link for it. I mean, it's possible. All right, that's fine. All right, we'll just change story. Have a very sad update. Well, not a sad update. I guess it's a decent update. Why would it be sad, Ping? I don't know. Apparently, a 41-year-old woman who was reported missing last week has been found. Ping, that's good news. Why would that be sad? Jennifer DeRosier, who was considered missing at risk, was seen last Tuesday, March 19, near Coston Drive and Darwin Way in the Otay Mesa neighborhood. Did I say it right this time? Maybe not. That followed Friday. The SDPD asked for the public's help in locating her and released a photo of the woman. In an update on Twitter, the SDPD announced that she had been found. They said, "Thank you to everyone who kept an eye out for her." Now, I'm going to show you that update from Twitter, and then it might jog your memory. Let's have a look. There you go. We showed her last week, and it was they were looking for her, saying that she was at risk. There wasn't a lot of details. Originally, there was just these two tweets on the side, basically. It was that she was a Hispanic female, 5'4", 160 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Very descriptive, very descriptive. But luckily, she has been found. Doesn't give any details under what condition. I'm hoping that she's alive and that they've found her and she's gone home or gone to somewhere like a hospital. But it says, "Thank you to everyone who kept an eye out for her." So there we go. Thank you for giving me that update. That was Amy. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Amy found that after watching our show last week, and I appreciate it. Oh, Nanalana says, "Last night after Ping shared the news about the level 4 magnetic disruption, I could not get into Facebook." There you go. See? It's all a conspiracy to keep you out of Facebook. YouTube buggy since the transition. What transition? Was there a transition? Hold on, let me see. Was there some sort of update to YouTube? I know Google's been just acting like it's been taking LSD for like a week. It's been terrible. I don't see any update, but if you let me know, then I can tell you. Yeah, hopefully she was found safe. Yeah, Google for me has been wonky. Like, I'm getting search results for stuff that's not even close to what I'm searching for. I'll search for, like, that lady who was killed, and it'll send me to, like, Florida for a similar type of crime, but, like, 10 months ago. And I'm like, huh? Why is it doing that? It's very odd. It's very odd. I mentioned a small change to something. Well, I may have. I don't know. I could have. I mentioned a lot of things. Sharks, electromagnetic field things, sun things. There was a sun thing yesterday too, ejecting some sort of something out of the sun, and that was causing disruptions to radio frequencies and stuff like that. Apparently, that was happening yesterday. Okay. All right, let's go to our next story. And I'll get you an update. If I can find it. That is always the deal. I have to be able to find it first. You guys all saw the big raid on Sean Diddy Combs' mansion. Apparently, he wasn't even there. There's a possibility that he actually took off like, I don't know, 6 hours earlier or something. I saw that he was possibly on his private jet to, is it Antigua? He was, or Aruba or something. He was gone, took his private jet and took off. It was all over the papers down here. Yeah, I can probably show you quickly while I get the other story. Apparently, they busted in. Look, LAPD. They arrested his sons, put them in cuffs, and then that's his jet apparently. Diddy's home raided by the LAPD. No, I think it was Homeland Security actually.
The Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Field Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation. Let's go live to Stu Mandel up in Skyfox right now for more. Stu, what do we know?
Yeah, I heard her say you were live. Copy.
All right, there you see Skyfox overhead of this home where, again, we are seeing Department of Homeland Security investigators a this home now. Let's go to Haley Winslow, who's live on the ground right there. Haley, what do we know?
Sandra, this is going to turn into a huge scene that is going to be an all-day thing, and it involves, yes, P. Diddy. The home is actually registered to Bad Boy Films, which is a division of Bad Boy Entertainment, basically his company, and the home's registered to that and to his daughter. Now, from Skyfox, Stu up there, he got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now, we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even.
Yeah, they actually they brought out like all the big guns. Look at this, I'll show you. Look at all these Bearcats they brought out. There's one. There was like a bunch. There's another. There's that one, an armored vehicle. That might be the Bearcat. I don't know what that is. That might be a different armored vehicle. But there's one. There's another. They rolled out everything. They're like, give us all the armored vehicles, all of them. We're going to go and arrest a 55-year-old rapper. He may still be violent. He may still have guns. Yeah, but he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, he's had several people come out and accuse him of sexual crimes against men and women, including people he worked with on albums as close as 2020. So one of them, he closed the case by settling with the woman who was accusing him. Obviously, just paid her off and then made her sign an NDA, and she'll never talk about it again. And but it seems like there's a few more that they want to try and investigate and get him on. But yeah, apparently not arrested, but put his sons in handcuffs. Where's the bit about the plane? Hold on. There was a thing about the plane that took off. Can't find it. Maybe it's a different article. Apparently the plane There was a thing about the plane. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Here. It is a different article. Apparently they reckon his plane took off. There was a tracking thing, if I can find it on the article. No? They've removed that too? Oh, God, they're useless when they do this. I don't know why they removed that screenshot. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There was a screenshot showing his jet had landed in a different location. Maybe it's on here. Let's have a look. Nope, they've just replaced it with like 10 photos of his jet for some reason. It says the 54-year-old rapper's personal Love Air LLC Gulfstream 5 jet that he has owned and used for years is currently on the ground on the island via TMZ. It says Sean Diddy Combs' private jet has been tracked to the Caribbean island of Antigua, just as his home in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. It's unknown when the jet landed in Antigua, though it appeared that the jet took off hours before the rapper's homes in LA and Miami were raided. Sounds like he got a tip-off from someone, and he was like, "Peace out, y'all," and he just took off and left his sons there, apparently. But yeah, there you go. Apparently, the plane took off from Van Nuys, and it isn't clear yet when it landed in Antigua. So it took off from California. Yep, so yeah. It says the jet took off from Sacramento Executive Airport on Sunday evening at approximately 5:30 p.m. and landed in Palm Springs, California roughly an hour later. Just 1 hour after landing in Palm Springs at 7:30 p.m., the plane took off again, landing at a third airport half an hour later, roughly 8 p.m. And then at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, the plane took off again and went to Antigua. So there you go. I reckon he knew. Someone told him. Someone gave him the heads up. Okay. Back to real, or not real. That is a real crime. That's a wrong way of putting it, Ping. It says, man charged for allegedly beating 6-year-old boy to death. What warrant reveals? And it says, newly released warrants have revealed the details into 6-year-old boy's death after he was found unresponsive at an Atlanta fire station. Police have charged 24-year-old Deshaun Jones with murder and cruelty to children in relation to Tobias Perkins Jr.'s death. The warrants were provided to the Fulton County Jail where Jones was already being held on unrelated charges, police said. According to those warrants, on March 19, police alleged Jones hit the child numerous times, causing massive internal bleeding and death. The documents detail the events before the incident after interviewing Tobias's older sister. Police stated in the warrants that Jones was reportedly babysitting his girlfriend's 5 children for hours while she attended a family matter at her home on Spark Street. Tobias was one of her children. Tobias' older sister told police that she heard loud banging coming from a room where only Tobias and Jones were. She then stated she allegedly saw Jones carry a limp Tobias to the bathroom and placed him in the tub. There's a photo of Tobias. What a cute little kid. That's a very cute little boy. It says, warrants stated Tobias' grandfather reportedly rushed the child to the fire station. The child was then taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Autopsy showed multiple blunt force injuries to the head and abdomen. Tobias' liver was severely damaged, causing internal bleeding, according to the warrants. A medical examiner told police that Tobias would have been down within minutes of the injury. Warrants also state that Jones was the only adult with the children during the time of the incident. Tobias' father of the same name started a fundraiser to help pay for the funeral expenses. The boy's cousin, Cedric Perkins, said he was a happy, sweet, and caring, sharing, energetic, and full of life child. Devastated this sudden tragedy hit our family, Cedric said, and 2 years ago I lost my mom, which was his sister, my uncle's sister, and now he's having to face another tragedy by losing his son that's named after him. Cedric declined to comment on Tobias's mother, but said his uncle is doing his best to keep things together. The family wants more answers from police and suggests parents thoroughly talk to their kids about whether they feel safe. Okay.
Flipping right now at 11, a man is now behind bars accused in the death of a 6-year-old little boy. 11 Live Teresa Bowles joins us live with the latest details. And Teresa, just moments ago, you spoke with a relative of that child. What did they have to say?
Well, the family said his name is Tobias Perkins Jr., and they can't understand why anybody would want to hurt him. Here's what we know right now. Last Wednesday, police were called to a fire station on Lee Street Southwest about a 6-year-old that was unresponsive. The family said Perkins was later pronounced dead at the fire station. Tonight, after an investigation, police say 24-year-old Deshaun Jones was arrested, and right now he's facing murder and cruelty to children charges. I spoke to Perkins' cousin, minutes ago. He said Perkins was happy, energetic, and full of life. He shares how the family is feeling.
Devastated. This sudden tragedy hit our family, and 2 years ago, I lost my mom, which was his sister, my uncle's sister, and now he's having to face another tragedy by losing his son that's named after him.
We're still working to learn the relationship between the suspect and this 6-year-old, so stay with us as those details unfold.
Let me see if I can find some more information on this little boy, or 24-year-old Deshaun Jones. Here, WSB TV. This started geo-blocking on a lot of localized American news sites now, especially like the local ones, like anything that starts with 3 letters. It started to block out anything that's not from America, which is very annoying. I'm going to have to start running a VPN when we're doing the show. It says, an unresponsive 6-year-old boy who was taken to an Atlanta fire station late Wednesday night has died. Atlanta police have already identified a suspect in the boy's death. Police were called to Fire Station 14 on Lee Street about 11:17 p.m. on March 19. From there, medical personnel rushed the child to a local hospital where he was declared dead. The Atlanta Police Department Homicide Unit opened an investigation and found that 24-year-old Deshaun Jones was responsible. So there is some information. Let me just see if this has got an update on this one.
A shocking, unthinkable story out of Southwest Atlanta. A 24-year-old man behind bars accused of killing a little boy.
The victim's father has identified the 6-year-old as Tobias Perkins Jr. Fox 5's Tyler Finger joins us live in Southwest Atlanta with the details. Tyler?
Yeah, Tom, good evening to you. The circumstances behind the 6-year-old's death haven't been released, but Atlanta police does say he was murdered and the person responsible has been caught. Last week, investigators say that Tobias Perkins Jr. was brought to this Atlanta fire station unresponsive. Now the boy's father tells me the man police arrested is the boyfriend of the child's mom. Videos like this are how the family of Tobias Perkins Jr. are going to remember him.
He was just a joyful baby, like to play. He loved his trucks. He loved his sisters. He loved me.
That's Tobias Perkins Sr. He didn't want to appear on camera, but says the murder of his son is unfathomable.
It's the worst feeling any father can ask for, and I don't wish this on nobody.
Atlanta police say Perkins Jr. was brought to Atlanta Fire Station 14 on Lee Street last Tuesday night around 11:15. Investigators say the boy was unresponsive when he arrived and was rushed to a hospital, but didn't survive.
He had so much potential and the biggest smile in the world, and what happened to him, he didn't deserve none of that.
After Perkins Jr.'s death, Atlanta police started investigating. Detectives charged 24-year-old Deshaun Jones with murder and cruelty to children. Perkins Sr. says Jones was the boyfriend of the boy's mom. Investigators say Jones was already behind bars on unrelated charges. Perkins Sr. says he wants justice for his son.
I just can't believe he gone. Like, I'm still going through it.
And a candlelight vigil is set for Wednesday. We have the details on our website, fox5atlanta.com, along with a link for a GoFundMe. We're live.
Yeah, it was. I just wanted to find that so we could see some actual footage of the little boy. And we got to see that. Looked like he was having fun on his little, what is that, like a little quad bike? Looked like he was having the time of his life. And that's how we should remember him. He should never have died under these circumstances, but at least that's probably the last image us here will see, and I hope that's how his family remembers him, as just a little kid having some fun. And that looks like a lot of fun on the little mini quad bike. It's very cute. But, this guy, obviously a loser who cannot control his own emotions and obviously can't keep his hands to himself. The fact that he had to punch and hit a child to the point where his liver split in half and the kid died from internal bleeding just shows what an absolute trash human being this person is. Trash. I would say that about anyone who hurt a child. I have said it about every person who hurts a child. Doesn't matter who they are, what race they are, whether they're an octopus or a white person or a black person. You hurt children. You're so much bigger than that little boy. You're the one in the power dynamic, and you're the one who has the upper hand. Hitting children is just not on. It is awful. Says, after Perkins Jr.'s death, police started investigating. Detectives charged 24-year-old Deshaun Jones with murder and cruelty to children. It definitely was cruel. Jones was the boyfriend of the boy's mum at the time. Investigators say Jones was already behind bars on unrelated charges at the time. Perkins Sr. says he wants justice for his son. I just can't believe he's gone. I am still going through it. It says a viewing for Perkins Jr. is set for Wednesday. That's very sad. Right before Easter, when the little boy should be out there getting excited for, going on an egg hunt or something. He's about at that age where egg hunt is still fun, and it's right before Easter weekend. So it says a candlelight vigil is set for Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. at Willie Watkins Funeral Home. The family says after the viewing there will be a candle and balloon release at 8:15 p.m. in the 200 block of Haygood Avenue Southeast. Family says the funeral will be Friday at 1 p.m. at Willie Watkins Funeral Home. So that's on Good Friday that they'll be having the funeral. Poor little kid. All because of this guy. Took him from this earth, never got to grow up. We see far too much of that. Far too much little kids who don't get to grow up. It is very awful. Okay. Actually, I found that photo I wanted to show you. It's nothing big, but there you go. There's Diddy's jet on the flight tracker, taken off to Antigua. Running away. Running away. Let's see. Sean Diddy Combs, LA.
People were led away, potentially in custody. Don't know who these individuals are, if they're related to Diddy in any way.
Yeah, when you see this number of law enforcement agencies coming together, making this type of raid to such a big, high-profile mansion like this, in a neighborhood like this as well, this is very thought out, methodical, planned out for days.
Officers that are on the property, you can see them right there, and this is just a small group. That was also one of the things. As soon as they made their way into that pedestrian gate, the first thing they did was open up all those doors on that Range Rover.
There you go. A little bit of insight into the Diddy thing. Shock, hey Shock. Shock says this will keep happening until penalties are harsher. Prison sentencing is nothing. I agree. Diane says these people won't pick on someone their own size because they know they get their butts kicked. It is the weakest thing you can do is to pick on a child. It really is. Mama Mia says, how could he hit that cute little boy? I know, right? What a darling of a little kid. Laura Thomas says his eyes have that evil look that we have seen too many times. I agree. All right. Just cut it off. Okay. I don't know what you're referring to. All right, let's keep going, my friends. Let me grab our next story. You know, I wish we'd have something more on Caleb Harris, but I literally don't have anything really. Just that the search continues and is entering its 3rd week, searching for the Texas A&M student. That's it. They're just urging people to please look at your home security camera on the night he went missing, which is March 4. So yeah, that's literally all there is. That's not the one. Hold on. I bookmarked something for you guys. I've got to find it. Okay. It says, police appeal to the public to help find 15-year-old missing. Hey. Police appeal to the public to help find 15-year-old girl missing from Coorparoo in Queensland. Police are appealing to the public to help find a teenage girl who has been missing from Brisbane for 9 days. 15-year-old girl was last seen on March 16 at Temple Street property in Coorparoo. There you go. Here she is. It doesn't have a name. Just says a 15-year-old girl. Okay. So you don't want to tell us her name. You're just going to say, hey, I've seen that 15-year-old girl. Yeah, there's no name, but there's a photo. But they didn't give a name. Queensland Police said the young girl has not been seen or heard from, and her family and authorities hold concerns for her welfare due to her young age. The girl is described as Caucasian in appearance and about 157 centimeters tall, with light brown hair and blue eyes. Yes, I would have called her hair blonde, but yes. She was last seen wearing a black short-sleeve top, black baggy cargo pants, and black Nike runners. Queensland Police said she was known to frequent the Kapalaba and Cleveland areas. Anyone who has seen her should contact the police at police.queensland.gov.au/reporting or call 131 444. I'm not sure what you would report. Yeah, hi, is this the reporting line? Yeah. Yeah, I seen that girl. It's in the paper. What's her name so I can look her up on the system? Oh, I don't know. There wasn't a name in the report. It was just said a 15-year-old girl. Well, what does she look like? Well, she looks like a 15-year-old girl. You know, she's white. She's sort of tall. It's sort of difficult. They could have even given us a pseudonym to go by, like SDM or, you know, MJ or, you know, MF or who knows, like whatever 2 or 3 letters they could have come up with, at least give someone an identifying, you know. There's no case number listed either. Yeah, there's no case number listed either. So they've got nothing to refer it to. There's no, like, you know, quote this number when you call or make a report. And there's no name. Okay. It's very odd. Let me see if I can find anything else. Hold on. This news company can be a bit crap sometimes. Let's see what the Queensland Police say. There's a photo of her. Nope. Nothing on this one either. Aha. At least they did a reference number. Quote this reference number, QP2 400 464 268. Okay, good. At least they didn't give a name, but they gave a quote number to report on her file. Doesn't really have any other information other than what I've already read out, but they are looking for this young girl. I'm trying to see what you guys are. Just cut it off. Yeah. All right. Jojo says, next time you think someone is being a bad parent for typical things like spoiling them, just remember that guy. Yeah. Guy who punches children and kills them. Yeah, remember that. Next time you yell at a parent for giving their child an iPad, remember that there's guys out there that do that. That beat children until they're dead. Okay. There's the missing person I wanted to do. Can't give you a name, but I can just tell you that she's missing. I think I have another missing person as well. Hold on. I just want to double check because every time I do these and I'm like, I've got a missing person, it ends up being that they've been found. So. No, it looks like she's still missing. Okay.
Newsroom here at 6:08. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office says it's looking for a missing woman. Take a look at your screen. Deputies say Deborah Elizabeth Mason Merrick was last seen on March 18th. The report says she was dropped off at Daymark on Walker Avenue. That is a mental health clinic in Asheboro. Merrick is 35 years old. She was last seen wearing black sweatpants, a white t-shirt, and white Nike Pro shoes. Deputies say she's often seen at Sheetz locations in Archdale, Greensboro, or High Point, and has a butterfly tattoo behind her ear. If you have any information, contact the Randolph County Sheriff's Office.
There you go. The shortest video ever. Let me try and get you some more information. Deborah Elizabeth Mason Merrick, 35, was last seen on March 18th. Said she was being dropped off at Daymark Recovery Services on Walker Avenue in Asheboro. At the time, deputies said she was wearing black sweatpants, a white t-shirt, and white Nike Pro shoes. She is known to frequent Sheetz in Archdale, Greensboro, and High Point, according to the report. Merrick is 5 feet 5 inches tall, approximately 180 pounds, has black and blonde hair, blue eyes, a nose piercing, and a butterfly tattoo behind her ear. If you believe you have seen her or have information that could be useful to authorities, you can call the Randolph County Sheriff's Office at 336-318-6699. Let's see if I can find anything else about her. Deborah Merrick. Not really. There's only one news article about her. And that was the one we just played, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, WXII or whatever. That's the only one. It must be very localized. So if you've seen her and you live in North Carolina, call it in. All right, we've got about 20 minutes left. Let's see what else we've got on my list of things to do tonight. Baby hospitalized in critical condition after ingesting cocaine. Who sent me that? It says an upstate New York man was arrested on multiple charges late last week after a 10-month-old baby ingested cocaine at his home. Oh my God. We have another missing woman. Let me check. Oh my, thank you for sending it to me. 15 hours ago. A lot of missing people this week.
This breaking news and a Ashanti alert in effect for a missing Harnett County woman.
The sheriff's office is looking for Jessie Cunnius. The 22-year-old was last seen on Silas Moore Road in Benson. She may be in a 2018 black Honda Civic with a North Carolina license plate of KCN 2043. Call 911 if you see her.
It was literally called Sheets with a Z. I don't know why. I don't even know what it is. Is it a shop of some sort? I don't know.
Meanwhile, Duke
Hold
was
on.
on the road at 2-seed Ohio State this afternoon. Junior Reagan Richardson turns in a sensation.
Stop, you silly thing. Yeah, it says the North Carolina Center for Missing Persons has issued an Ashanti alert for a missing Harnett County woman. Jessie Nicole was last seen in the 1000 block of Silas Moore Road in Benson. Let's see, there is evidence of physical endangerment, abduction, or kidnapping. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find anything else about Jessie. Oh, okay. Thank you to whoever sent that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so there you go. Located safe and sound. So that's good. All right. We don't scratch that last one. We don't need to do that. Sheets is a convenient, like a convenience store? Okay. Oh, a gas station / convenience store. Okay. That's all right. How's everything going, Gambler? Everything, have you told everyone in the chat yet, or you prefer just to keep everything to yourself? I mean, I don't want to dox you on air or anything. Just trying to see how you're going. Marlene says it's a gas station and food and beer 24 hours, and it's Sheets family owned, about 100 plus. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let me just fix up some of these links, and then we'll keep going. Let me see if I can find you a different. I had another story, and now I cannot find it. Where are you? All right, hold on. We can do this one. We can do the baby cocaine one. It says a Salem man was arrested on Friday after a 10-month-old was hospitalized after ingesting cocaine. Lucas Smith, 24, is accused of endangering the welfare of a child, among other things. Deputies from the Washington County Sheriff's Office began an investigation after a 10-month-old was hospitalized after ingesting cocaine. Law enforcement determined the child came in contact with cocaine at Smith's house. The child was taken to Glens Falls Hospital and was transferred to Albany Medical Center. The child is a pediatric intensive care unit patient at Albany Med. Lucas Smith. No, that's just one of those stupid videos. All right, let's see. Lucas Smith, 24. WNYT. Okay. This is what he looks like. This is the guy that allowed a child, 10-month-old, to get intoxicated from cocaine. What a dope. They call it dope, and he is a dope. It says here, child came into contact at his residence. Okay. I saw something about, like, he had a dumb excuse for it. Hold on, let me find it. Here. WRGB. It says a man has been arrested in connection to a 10-month-old ingesting cocaine in Washington County. An investigation revealed while at the residence of Lucas J. Smith, 24, the child came in contact and inhaled cocaine. 911 was then called for assistance. What did he do? Just leave it out on the table and the kid face planted into it? Sounds very stupid. It says Smith was arrested on multiple charges, including reckless endangerment of a child, endangering the welfare of a child, assault, and criminal possession of a controlled substance and weapon. He is currently being held at the Washington County Jail awaiting arraignment. There you go. Have you seen this man? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Dope of the Year nominee. Oh, he mentioned it yesterday? Okay. Okay, alright. Alright, buddy. I hope everything's going alright for you. I really do. I know that last week you were, you know, I know what it's like. I lost my granddad a year ago this month. So I just went through it myself last year. Although probably a little bit different for you, but I sort of know what you mean, know what you're going through. Too many children being harmed by their parents, I think, anyway. Let me just check our friends. Yeah. KTLA 5, LA's very own. It says 4 arrested, including 2 teens for South LA murder. The Los Angeles Police Department arrested 4 people in connection with a shooting in South LA that left 1 person dead and another injured. Authorities say the incident occurred on March 3 in the 12,000 block of South Figueroa Street near the El Diamante Sports Bar shortly after 10 p.m. Responding officers found 2 men suffering from gunshot wounds. One victim, 31-year-old Joel Villalobos, was pronounced dead at the scene. The second victim, identified as 42-year-old Pedro Arias, was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The LAPD made 4 arrests for the shooting. The suspects have been identified as Luis Chavez, 47, of Inglewood, Ivan Gonzalez, 21, of Linwood, Christian Castillo, 18, of Gardena, and Daniel Murillo, 18, of Gardena. The motive for the shooting is still under investigation. LAPD said there's a sports bar that's a little bit south of the intersection. It's unknown what happened inside the bar prior to this. Video from the March 3rd incident shows several bullet casings on the ground and a white tent covering the deceased victim as homicide detectives investigate the scene. There's that photo there. Murillo was arrested on March 14 and has been charged with murder and attempted murder. He's being held on $3 million bond. Chavez and Castillo were arrested on March 19. Both have been charged with murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy and are being held on $2 million bail. Gonzalez was arrested on March 20 and has been charged with conspiracy and is being held on $2 million bail. Anyone with additional information is urged to contact the South Bureau Homicide Division detectives at 323-786-5100. Anonymous tips can be provided to the LA Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or online at lacrimestoppers.org. There you go. 4 arrested for murder. It's a pretty brutal. So second victim was identified as 42-year-old Pedro Arias. Was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, but 31-year-old Joel was pronounced dead at the scene. Hold on, let me look up this Joel fella. Let's see. It says a false suspect was arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of a 31-year-old man outside Harbor Gateway Sports Bar. Police said Thursday 2 were shot in the 12,000 block of South Figueroa Street near 120th Street on March 3rd. Okay. Apparently all the suspects were booked into the 77th Street Community Police Station jail on suspicion of murder and held on $2 million bail. And then just anyone who knows any information should call police. Actually, I didn't see this while we're on this page. What is this? A New York City police officer was shot and killed Monday during a traffic stop. The police said, "We lost one of our sons today and it is extremely painful. It is extremely painful. Oh, that was the mayor. Shooting happened just before 5:50 p.m. in the Far Rockaway section of Queens. The officer was approaching the vehicle when he was shot beneath his bullet-resistant vest. Officers returned fire and wounded one of the people in the vehicle. The wounded officer was taken to an area hospital but could not be saved. That is very distressing. It is very distressing that a police officer was killed. Yes, I watched the documentary. What was it called? Like On Set or something like that. The Nickelodeon documentary about the sexual abuse that occurred with the underage people. Yeah, I watched the 3 episodes or whatever it was. It was very, very good. And I feel very sorry for the people who wrote letters. No, I feel sorry for the victims, but I'm very angry that there was a lot of famous people who wrote letters in support of the perpetrator. They actually like wrote out to get him out of jail and get him a lower sentence. Very disgusting. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up. I'm going to get you over to Trish, but we'll be back for the late show after Trish is done. And then I'll be able to hopefully fix my Google, and then we'll be able to do more stories, because right now I can't search anything properly. So hopefully I can get that sorted for you. Yeah, so all the child actors. Yeah, it definitely is greed from the parents. All right. Yep, we'll be back in an hour and a half to 2 hours for the late show, okay? So just keep your eye out for the next live show thingy, and then yeah, I'll see you in a couple of hours, okay? All right, everyone. Peace out. See you later. It was a good Monday night. See you at the late show. Bye-bye.